All right, new day and another laptop that needs to be saved, and this time we have an Alienware X15R1. Now, this one was sent in because the customer said that they tried to change out the LCD screen and accidentally ripped a chip off the board. And so the laptop no longer powers on. I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together and see if we can get this figured out. So let's press the power button, see if it powers on. And I do have keyboard backlight. So it does power on, but didn't he say it doesn't power on? All right, so we got a keyboard backlight. Do we have an error code yet? Oh, we do have an error code. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 27. What does that mean? What do we got? We can look at what Spike's current meter says. So here's my Spike power meter. We got a flat line, but is it charging the battery? Okay, now I just opened the lid, keyboard backlight's on, so now it's gonna be moving around just a little bit, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And it is already on the 27 error here, so we did see a couple little wompity womps, and it's just doing flat line. So battery charging, and it probably ran into the error, just holding flat. So that's interesting about flat lines like that, where you have it where it's just like, it's not changing at all, you know, because that could mean so many different things, but it did get messed up during a boot phase. Look at this. What is this? This isn't mentioned. Whenever I see damage like this on a laptop, I always note it because I don't want them to say that I did it. Look at that. It's like crunched in right here. Okay, let's open up the bottom and take a look inside. Oh yeah, sorry. I know 27 means a screen error, but that's we went past that. So let me pull it up for you just so we can. 27 is a LCD failure, but through the S-BIOS. So it means that the BIOS is detecting that the screen is not there. Yeah, so whenever you're gonna work on a screen, always make sure the battery's unplugged. Okay, so the two things we gotta deal with, LCD connector, and then we gotta figure out what this thing is. So here's this picture. Where's that? Okay, so there's this metal thing. So that matches there. So between here, so it's somewhere in this area. Let's get under the microscope. I don't know if that's fixable. I think I can make out what we have here. Missing contacts, missing pads. So these are missing, obviously, and this is missing, but I can see this goes here, so that's not a big deal. Like if we put a chip here and just kind of connect it, that'd be fine. This pad's missing, this one's here, but does this pad like connect to something underneath it? If it does, we gotta figure out where it goes so we can, oh, and this is missing too. Shall we look at a donor board? Would that be helpful? Yes, it would. So let's grab a donor board so we can take a look. Here's a donor board. Here's the chip in question. Okay, that's not even populated anyway. That's a no stuff. So this is the only chip that's missing. Is it actually connected to this leg here? We'll figure it out. Continuity mode. I was just checking to see if these are connected together, and they are, because it kind of looked like that. It kind of looked like this was here, and it comes over here like that. Oh, you can see this one connects here. There's a little, maybe a via there of some sort. Yeah, so there's something here. Okay, so here's our debacle. We have a little bit of a spot here, so we can put a pad here. I'm okay with that. That little spot. This one's already connected there. This one we need to run over here, somewhere over here somewhere. And then this one is ground, so it needs to hook to ground. Right there maybe, or right there, I don't know. So put a pad here, and we'll solder this thing in place, and I'll probably just do like a solder ball across here, or maybe put another pad here too. And then this one was ground, right? Yeah, that was ground, and then this one was running from somewhere else. So let's grab some jumper pads here. All right, I want to put some solder on here, on this one little spot. That way I'm ready to install a pad here and install a pad there. We're going to UV cure it. We'll try to get the chip installed, and then we'll run jumpers after that. Got to get our properly calibrated wires going. Just a happy amount. That amount's happy too. We'll get some fresh stuff there. Okay. All right, so here's some traces. I'm going to get like a circular one probably. Aha, I like these. These are good. Pretty good concurrence on that. I like that one, and then we'll do one more of those. So here's the trick. Since I put a little bit of solder on that spot, I'm going to try to hold it in place, because if you try to do it without holding it, then it will take the whole pad with it, with the soldering iron. So that's attached. Now let's do this other one, and I'm going to need a second tweezer. Why is that soldering? There we go. Okay, so here's the trick. I'm gonna have to clean off all this flux to put the curing resin on here, but you don't wanna rip the pads off when you do this. So how do we do that? So I'm just gonna put some alcohol on here, and we're gonna just roll this just gently, just to get as much as we can off of here without ripping that back off. Because we need to have this clean so we can put the curing resin in place to hold it in place. If we try to put the chip on first, then they'll come unsoldered and move around. So we need something to hold it in place. Let me dry it a little bit. All right, so we're just gonna try to get this kind of anchored down and anchor it down here too. Now I could put it on the pads and then scrape them off afterwards, but I don't feel like dealing with that shenanigans right now. So I got the UV curing light, and we'll just put this on here for some seconds. Is it worth putting a smidgen between the pads? You know, I thought about that just now, like 2 seconds ago. If I put it on top of the pads, because it's hard to put it between the pads or like underneath it. So this should be hard like a rock. Let me get this one out of here. Okay, so here we go. So the last two that we have to address, you see how right in the middle there's a connection there that isn't there. So there's like no way I could put a pad on top of that to connect to that. And there's no way I could put a pad on top of that to connect that. So this is just a ground, so we'll be able to just do a jumper to ground. And this is, I think it was the 3.3, so we're just gonna run that to a 3.3. Now, whether we need to try to anchor these, I don't think we do. I think we're okay. See how they're kind of staying in place? So I'm gonna solder the new chip on here, and then we're gonna run our jumper wires. Tin that pad, tin that pad. Just a happy little tinned pad. Okay, here we go. So here it is. So we're gonna just set the board on top here. Some solder mask to hold the wires in place. Yes, so when we run the wires, we'll have to put the solder mask on there. Okay, I only want to set this down once. Okay, and then now I'm going to adjust it with some flux. So this thing's actually nice and structural now. All this feels nice and firm. So this is the one we need to run over here, probably to the middle of this UG65. And then this one's a ground, and so we can run that to this leg here, just have a little wire that goes there. All right, so let me put some fresh solder on this pad up here, and then we're gonna get the solder off of those other ones there. Okay, that's our ground that we're gonna use. And then we have to get the coating off of this. So I'm just gonna kind of dip it here. Just a happy little coating taken off of there. So let's see if we can just hook it right there. Tight. Look at that. All right, so now we're going to try to kind of snag this thing over to the side here. Okay, one down. So the next one's going to come here. It's going to come from right there, and it's going to come all the way down to here, the middle one here. Now the question is, how do we want to route this to make it super purdy? What if we ran it where it went this way and went underneath this cover and then came down? That's what we could do. So wire here, wire going this direction, going underneath this cover, then coming down to here. I'm gonna go there, and then I'm gonna try to pull that inner part out. All right, so let me pull this part out. It's just so tinned back, I don't want to have any untinned area here. Pull that out right there. We'll add a little extra solder there. There we go. There we go. Looks like a pad now. Looks like I'm on a pad. I'm gonna leave that for right now, and then let's put some solder mask on here. Let's see, I want it to turn right around there. All right, so we'll cure that. All right, that's probably dry by now. All right, so we have that dry. We're gonna turn a corner with this. Like that. And it comes straight down to the middle leg on here, but I'm gonna double check our work. We gotta make sure that it actually does have to go to the middle leg here. And then we're gonna end up putting UV mask over all this stuff here so you can't even tell. Maybe, I don't know if we'll do that whole wire, but we'll do all the rest of this stuff. Yeah, maybe we'll do the whole wire. I'm just gonna turn the corner with this and then come back. So UV it right there. Yeah, let me do that, because I'm having a hard time. Okay, so let's take a look at her now. Just some magic flux. Okay, I gotta get this lined up just right. I gotta get that coating to come off. Okay, that seems pretty good. Let's check continuity before I start ripping wires off. Okay, so continuity mode, I'm just gonna check right here at this pin, and I'm gonna check over here. And we have continuity. We can check continuity over here. This is gonna be a ground, and this pin. We got that. We can check this continuity here, good. And then this one to here, good. And then what was this last one? This last one went way far away, but I think we were good. So I'm gonna rip this end off here. Why does it not want to come? Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and put the rest of our blue stuff on here. It's turning 90. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the signal. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then we'll have to clean off all that flux in order to do the rest. I'm gonna be very gentle. Got to pick up all the flux. So we checked all the rest of the pads except for this one. But the trick is we got to figure out where it goes. So the one that I'm talking about is this one. We have not figured out that this is actually connected to something. So let's pull this back up. So that one is this one, and it goes this way. It goes far away. So we got to go next to this connector. There's a sideways one and 2 vertical ones. And so we're going to be on that one side. So I'm just going to hold my probe right here, and then we're going to go up, up and away. Here we go, up. And is it these resistors right here? Yeah, it's right here. And we're good. So this chip's not here, but this one is. It's right there. So we do have good connection. Put blue stuff there. That's probably fine. Okay, we'll let that dry. There we go. Covered up, and now you can't even make it out. And most of it's underneath that sticker anyway. We didn't even look at the LCD connector. Actually, let's look at the LCD connector. All right, that was nice and tight. It looks good. Looks good. I'm just gonna put this back on here, and we're gonna try to turn it on. Okay, we're plugging this in. Let me reset Spike here. Spike is our power meter right here. So just keep an eye on the power meter when I plug it in. 0.02. We're gonna press the power button to turn it on. And we're up to 6 amps, and it is going. So what we don't want it to do is get to a point where it's a... And we have picture, I can't believe. But it's cracked. That's why he was replacing a screen, I bet. It makes total sense. Okay, so we fixed the issue. He cracked the screen, obviously, and when he was going to replace the screen, he broke the motherboard. But because we were trying to figure out why he wanted to replace the screen, like was there something else going on? Was he not getting pictures? So we could call this one good, because it's just a screen replacement. We're just unscrewing some screens, and maybe he has the screen already. Good point. And if I go through and install another screen, and he's like, actually, I have the screen at home. I just need to fix the motherboard. And then I'll be like, okay, wasting my own time. So our fixed the screen portion. Let's check the box on this one.
I saved another laptop.